Greetings, fellow sinners. Greetings, fellow sinners. Hey, this is kind of a follow-up to my previous video about Socialized Healthcare American Style. First, let me start with a few people that I need to apologize to. First and foremost, Chaos Zyg, Big Spoon 19, and even a little bit of Red Fist of Europe, and probably a couple others, but hopefully you guys will know that I include you in this. I kind of jumped the gun a little bit in my in the comments section with you, and not so much jumped the gun, but kind of got a little bit out of character and got a little bit too defensive with you guys that I know I should trust as friends, and it seemed to me that you kind of were taking a hardline liberal stance and inciting me into an argument, and then when I responded with typical conservative rhetoric, you called me on it, and rightfully so. So accept my apology, please. It wasn't my intention. I still would like to have an honest debate on this healthcare thing, especially in light of the new evidence and the new revelations made in the last couple days. So from there, I'm going to get into the rest of this video, but doing so hoping that you guys will accept my apology. Okay, first I need to address Red Fist of Europe. He made a response video from a backup channel, and I'm sorry I forget the name of it right now, but I'll go find it before I post this and link it right here. Or you could probably check out below. I think I allowed it as a response video. In fact, he made two of them, in which he had challenged me a long time ago to explain how I can be a capitalist and a Christian at the same time. He thinks that Christianity would promote socialism, and he challenged me to talk about why I feel that would be wrong. I told him I would, and I never did. I put it off just because I really thought none of my viewers would care. Maybe they would, but I just never got the idea that they would, and secondly because I kind of forgot about it. So I apologize, but I've put a lot of people off because I don't have time to make videos like I used to. I really wish I did, but my time is so scarce lately that I want my videos to be good content. So let me ask you this, Red Fist of Europe. Would you please, you can do it in the comment section, you don't have to make a separate video for this, please define what you mean when you say socialism, because the second I make a response video to you and I explain my position on capitalism and what I think socialism is, you're going to tell me, no, well, I didn't read this book, or I didn't read this book, or I don't understand this person's view of socialism, and this is the guy that all socialists follow, or this is the gal that is the mother of modern socialism, and you really should read her book. Okay, if I had to break socialism down into a basic form to talk about in a 10-minute video, I would have to say that it's where the state owns and controls the tools of production. Fascism is an offshoot of that, but the businesses and the private property are owned by private citizens, but the state controls the means and tools of production. While in capitalism, the people own and control the means to production. If you have a problem with that, please let me know. I will work on a response to you if we can agree on what the most basic social economic idea that you believe is behind socialism that I can refute in a 10-minute video with Christianity, and why capitalism blows it away, and why capitalism is what more or less Christ would promote. It's pretty easy when you look at how Jesus promoted the family, but whatever. But mostly today I just really kind of want to just real quick go over this great healthcare thing, because I think somebody in my comment section, I don't remember who right now, mentioned that they think that there is just no possible way anybody could have, what could be bad about giving people health care? What could be so bad about giving to poor people, and yada yada? What could possibly be wrong with it? Okay, first of all, please check your newspapers from this past weekend. AT&T, Verizon, Caterpillar, John Deere, just to name a few, have announced that this tax increase on them will cost them hundreds of millions of dollars. AT&T, I believe, even said it's going to cost $1 billion in first quarter tax adjustments alone. Who do you think is going to pay for that? Your cell phone bill is going to go up, or people are going to get laid off. And people aren't going to put up with their cell phone bills going up any more than they are right now, or their landline phones. Same thing with John Deere. Have you tried to buy a John Deere tractor lately? I mean, American companies that make American products are few and far between anymore. And you're going to tax them right out of freaking business so that 32 million Americans, well, some of them are Americans, can get free health care. Okay. And I'm still unclear, because depending on where you read and what you read, either it is mandated that you have to get health care insurance of some kind, or it's not. Because some people say it is, some people say it isn't. And it's really, I haven't been able to find the definitive link anywhere. I'm sure one of you has it somewhere. But I did hear today that sometime over this past weekend also that Kathleen Sebelius said, if it's not in there, we'll just make an executive order, and it will be. So that just puts an end to that. It's in there. One way or another, it's in there. The one thing I have to ask of all you people that took me to task on this, every single one of you at some point, up and down, you can go through the whole comment section, somewhere in there, every single one of you said, well, Jesus would give to the poor. You had to bring my Christianity into this somehow. We couldn't just argue on the merits of the bill itself. So let me ask you this. Is the bill that bad? Do you know it's that bad? Why do you have to argue with me on the fact that I'm a Christian? Why can't you just argue with me the merits of the bill? I'm just wondering, if it's so good, if it's so good for everybody, why do you have to bring my God into it? Why do you have to bring in my relationship with my Lord and Savior into a healthcare debate? I didn't bring it up, you did. And you know, a common theme throughout Jesus' life was that he wasn't really a big fan of tax collectors. Yes, he said, render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. That was to keep his followers out of jail for that reason. There was no need for them to go to jail. He was going to give them plenty of reasons to dissent and be imprisoned wrongfully so that they could spread his message everywhere, that tax collecting didn't need to be another issue for them to be imprisoned. And finally, if this bill is so great, if it's so awesome and it's so going to help people, which I think, yeah, we're going to cut off our nose to spite our face here. I think we're going to rob Peter to save Paul. If it's so awesome, please tell me why congressmen had special provisions in there so they don't have to be a part of it, and some of their staff do not have to partake in this awesome and great healthcare bill that was just passed by President Obama. Let me close by saying that please don't ever talk about me giving to the poor and decide that I need to be taxed because of it. Taxation is not charity. Giving to the government is not giving in the name of my God. It's giving in the name of your personal vices. Don't ever use that argument with me again, because it ain't going to fly, and you know it's a fallacy. And finally, healthcare is, your health is a personal responsibility. You have the responsibility to take care of yourself. Okay, I understand healthcare is getting expensive. I understand that we should help people. I understand that some people try and can't afford healthcare. And I understand that those are the people we should be looking to help. I have no problems with that. I don't mind. Instead of forcing me to pay a tax, did you ask me? Did you set up a charity in the name of people without health care that I could send to? Did you even talk? I mean, maybe, just maybe, we could have saved the $400 million that we spent on Obama's coronation ball and given that to some poor people that were without health insurance. And when I say you have a personal responsibility for your health care, when it's given to you, that takes away personal responsibility. Sometimes, yes, nobody should have to go broke because they had to go to the hospital because they got sick. But at the same time, you shouldn't be deciding between a big screen TV and health care. You shouldn't be deciding between a new BMW and health care. Okay? You should cut back. You don't need a big screen TV. Get a smaller TV. Okay. You don't need a brand new top-of-the-line computer. Get a used computer. Spend wisely, people. This is the message that is not being sent because our president has no freaking clue how to do it. In fact, I'm not even going to blame this president. The entire government for the past 20 years has no idea what frugal spending is. We've all heard the stories about the $1,000 toilet seat and the $500 hammer. I've been in probably 15 different Lowe's and Home Depots throughout the country, and I still haven't seen a $1,500 hammer or a $500 hammer or whatever. I mean, this thing would be made out of solid gold. So don't lecture me on me giving to the poor when you got your government over here stealing from me every chance they get, and you're sanctioning it. True peace will always and only begin with how we treat our children. Taxing them into poverty says a lot about you.
Anyone in my way, I'ma beat a curve. Everything's different to me.